Also, let me just mention that it makes Stormbreaker look like a f***ing toothpick.
It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's the bleacher and the puppet and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brink of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go? Where it's covering all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. It's the greatest show.
What's up, f***ers? I'm back.
Hitting you with another top 10, and today's top 10 is going to be my top 10 favorite weapons from pop culture. Now, before we begin, there are rules are pretty much the same as with my anime characters. Only 3 weapons per franchise, or there's going to probably be an entire list of Star Wars blasters and lightsabers. Rule 2, it has to be a weapon that is wielded by a character from pop culture or is a weapon in pop culture. So I can't just say sword. I'd have to say something like Zelda's sword. It makes sense?
By the way, do not forget to like and subscribe.
But past that, then let's get this shit rolling, boys! Number 10.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
The Death Note from, well, Death Note. Now, if you don't know what the Death Note is, it's pretty much a really OP book, which pretty much you need to know the person's face and the person's name, and if you write their name down and know their face, you can kill them just by writing their name in a fucking notebook. And every single one of these come with its own personal Shinigami, and a Shinigami is pretty much just a demon. But yeah, this weapon's obviously overpowered because anyone's name you write down in it, as long as you know their face and full name, they're fucking dead. But the reason why it's number 10 is because I don't really like OP weapons, but it's still a pretty good OP weapon. So yeah, that is exactly why the Death Note is number 10. Nichiren's sword from Demon Slayer. Specifically, Tanjiro's Nichiren's sword. So, it's pretty much designed after a real-world katana, except, it's cooler. Now, you're probably asking yourself,
Duplos, what the f*** makes this katana more special than any other katana?
I'm glad you asked, dear viewer. So, the reason why this sword's cooler than any other katana is, it's made of this special alloy which can kill demons with a clean
Headshot.
But, other than being able to kill demons with a clean
Headshot.
that's pretty much all the sword can do. It's just a sword. And because it's just a sword, that is why it is number 9. Number 8.
Yes, at last. An opponent that's worthy of my power.
The Jackal from Hellsing. Now, if you don't understand, because Hellsing I haven't seen people talk about that much, Hellsing is pretty much an anime where it's about a vampire that hates other vampires so much that he uses guns to kill them. And he's pretty much immortal. And his name is Alucard. But Alucard actually uses 2 different guns, but since they have a different name, I can't include both of them. But I picked the Jackal, because the Jackal is just cooler to me. Alright, but let's get to how the gun works. Again, it's specifically made to kill pretty much demon-like things, aka vampires and ghouls. You know what it kills, but it's kind of hard to explain how the gun actually works, so, I'll just let Walter explain it.
Oh, what is this?
The Jackal, a custom 13mm anti-freak combat pistol. It fires custom-made rounds, far more powerful than the .454 Castle rounds you're used to. 39 centimeters long, 16 kilograms in weight, 6 rounds per magazine. The Jackal has more firepower than any human could be expected to handle.
And the rounds?
13mm explosive shells.
Casings?
Pure Macedonian silver.
And the tips? Explosive or mercury?
Mercury tips, and they're already blessed.
Now I think you're starting to see why I like it. And also, it's just a really bad gun. But yeah, that is why the Jackal is number 8. Number 7. Captain America's shield from the Marvel Universe. Alright, for you that knew that a Marvel weapon would be on this list, you are correct. Now let's talk about Cap's shield. Let's start with the design of it. I love the design. The America look, I like it. Then there's how the shield works. Now that's a little interesting. Let's start with one of the most famous parts about Cap's shield. He can f***ing
Language!
Okay, Cap. Chill. Anyway, the most famous part about Captain America's shield is that he can throw it. And the way that works is he has this magnet-like thing that he can call the shield back with. It's pretty cool, actually. Then there's the most important thing, the durability. And it's made out of one of the strongest metals, not just in the MCU, but probably in any pop culture, vibranium. If you don't know what vibranium is, it pretty much is just a normal metal that's stronger and can absorb kinetic energy and release it back out. But yeah, it's a really cool shield, and pretty much nothing can break through it. Like, honest to God, barely anything can break through it. And the fact that the shield is so durable and also throwable is why it is number 7. Number 6.
I'll take those! Yoink! Hey guys, the illegal weapons deal ferry was at 10:30. You missed it!
Web shooters from the Marvel Universe. Alright, so the web shooters are really interesting because if you know Spider-Man lore, then you know that the web shooters shoot this, like, liquid-like substance that's like spider webs. Of course, obviously, Spider-Man, that makes f***ing sense. And you can pretty much just shoot a little web ball, which would web up your enemies, or you could shoot a long web, which you could do something that would be so cool to do, which is web sling. Which, if you don't know what web slinging is, first off, were you born yesterday? And second off, web slinging is when you shoot your web at a building and pull yourself using the web and sling through the city like you're grabbing onto a bunch of ropes, but using your webs. And here is an example.
Living on the edge, fighting crime, spinning webs, swinging from the highest ledge. He could leap above our head. Villains on the rise and the city's victimized.
Imagine being able to do that. That would be so cool. But yeah, the web shooters would just flat out be a badass weapon to have. And with that fact in mind, that is why the web shooters are number 6. Number 5. Incursio from Akame ga Kill. Okay, this weapon is dope. So how this weapon works is it pretty much starts out as just a basic sword until you slam it to the ground and scream Incursio, and then it turns into an entire suit of armor that also allows you to summon a f***ing spear. Now the spear part of it is pretty basic, it's just a normal spear, but the armor increases your durability, obviously, and also increases your speed, which means you are more durable and you're much faster, and it also increases your strength, so you're much stronger as well. It's the total package. And with this weapon, you not only get a sword, You not only get a spear, but you also get an entire suit of armor. It's a very badass weapon. And the exact reason why it's number 5. Number 4. The Leviathan Axe from God of War. I mean, do I even need to explain how cool this weapon is? I mean, that's the whole point of it. It literally uses ice magic. It's cold. If you don't know how the Leviathan Axe works, it's like Mjolnir, except it's an axe and it uses ice. Also, let me just mention that it makes Stormbreaker look like a f***ing toothpick. Like, seriously, if you prefer Stormbreaker over the Leviathan Axe, you are a beta male. Seriously, this is one of the most badass axes in all of pop culture. And that is exactly why the Leviathan Axe is number 4. Don't be a beta. Be a Chad. Number 3.
Don't move!
The Bowcaster from Star Wars. Told you there'd be Star Wars weapons on this list. And this one's one hell of a weapon. And if you don't know what the Bowcaster is, this is how it works. It's pretty much just a crossbow that shoots f***ing lasers. We're talking about a laser crossbow, boys. A laser crossbow! Anyway, which is actually based off the traditional weapon of the Wookiees that actually used to shoot poisonous darts. I don't know what's worse, the deadly lasers or the deadly poison. You decide in the comments. But anyway, this weapon of the Wookiee is f***ing powerful. Like Han Solo said in the first Star Wars sequel.
I like this thing.
It's just one of the coolest blasters in all of Star Wars. And for that very reason is why the Bowcaster is number 3. Number 2. Crossguard lightsaber from Star Wars.
Come on, it wouldn't be a pop culture's weapons list without a lightsaber. Come on.
But if you don't know what a lightsaber in general is, a lightsaber is just a laser sword. That's literally all it is a laser sword. And just like how there's multiple different types of swords, there's multiple different types of lightsabers. And my favorite one is the Crossguard lightsaber because it's like one of those medieval swords, but it's a lightsaber. But the main Sith that wields one of these Crossguard lightsabers is Kylo Ren. And honestly, it's one of the coolest lightsabers I've seen. And the fact that this lightsaber is so cool is the reason why the Crossguard lightsaber is number 2. Before we get to number 1, here's some
Honorable mentions.
First honorable mention is a 12 gauge. I would have added this to the list, but I can't think of any 12 gauge that has somebody from pop culture wielding it. I guess I could have gone with Doomguy, but he doesn't really carry a 12 gauge shotgun. A scythe. Again, couldn't find any pop culture scythes. I mean, I guess I could have gone with the Grim Reaper, but nobody really knows what the Grim Reaper scythe is like. So it wouldn't have really made sense to add it to the list. A chancla. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious why that should be on the list. But it's not only just there were better weapons that I preferred, but also it's just way too powerful for any mortal to handle. Except for Mexican mothers. They're all powerful. The Infinity Gauntlet. Again, just like the chancla, it's a little too powerful for any mortal to handle. Well, I guess unless you're purple and have a f***ing nutsack for a chin. But, other than that, the gauntlet is really cool. It's a little too powerful. And the Omnitrix, because, it's a watch that literally makes you immortal and can turn into any aliens, including an alien that can literally make you a god. a literal alien god. And plus, is a watch technically a weapon? It's a fucking watch. But anyway, on to number 1. Number 1. The Blades of Chaos from God of War. The Leviathan axe is cool and all, but the Blades of Chaos, they're literal fire whips with blades on them. It's fucking awesome! They are probably some of the coolest weapons in all of pop culture I've ever seen. Just the way you can rip and tear through your enemies. It's fucking awesome! But they're so cool. And they're just the right amount of OP, but not so OP that it's stupid how OP they are. They're like the perfect chef's kiss. Perfect. And the fact that they're so god badass and perfect is why they are number 1. Well, boys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch all you dudes in the next video. Like this video, or Chewbacca's going to f*** your mom.